All right, here we go. This is where we were last week. We were working on, last class. We were working, it was last week. Okay, we were working on this plan, which is 5.3. There is a front and a back to this. The front, you designed a composition that had at least 12 separate spaces, used organic and geometric shapes, had overlapping shapes, repeated the same shapes, and had different sizes. So that was the front of it. Some of you use stencils. You don't have to use stencils. You can if you'd like for the geometric shapes. Then on the back, this is what we did last time, is we learned how to paint transitions, and we learned about color schemes. So the transitions, what we did in order to make those fade is we mixed up ahead of time different colors in between the two that we want to blend. So I wanted for the first one to blend from white to my blue-green. So I mixed up a tint 1, 2, and 3. They're all different. Goes from lighter to darker. And then as I painted, I made sure that the paint was still wet so that it would blend together. Then I did one where I went from a color to another color. So that is 5.3, front and back. Make sure you finish that first. Next, and some of you, we did this earlier, but next what happened is we took your design and put it on tracing paper. So here it is. And I took that larger poster board, which is right up here behind me, and I transferred it onto here. In order to transfer it, I have to flip my paper, and I am going to trace all the lines in one of those squares. And I have to draw exactly on the line, and I have to press pretty hard to make the pencil transfer. So once I transfer that, I flip it over into the next space, and then I trace it, and then I flip and trace down here, and then I flip and trace down here, and I have something that looks similar to this. So it has radial balance because I flipped and traced, or I could rotate it. That was another option. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice using those color schemes because each one of these squares is going to use a different color scheme from that top of your plan. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this in colored pencils. I know, it sounds so much fun. And you're going to practice mixing your colored pencils to make the tints, tones, and shades, and to use only that color scheme for each one of these little strips. So the colored pencils are right behind me. They are the 24. Now, if you chose a color like blue-green, there might not be a color pencil that's blue-green, so you're going to have to mix it. But actually, most of the other ones, there is a color pencil that matches every color or hue. So what I'm going to do, first thing is, name your dominant hue from your planning sheet. That is the one I put right here at the top. And I am going to use that in every single color scheme down here. So for me, it's blue-green. So now it says using the color schemes you chose on your radial balance plan. That's this here again. So you don't have to reinvent this. This is already done for you. Well, you already did it for you. Color each of the color schemes below with colored pencils to show your understanding. Use at least 3 transitions in each color scheme. Create mixed colors by adding black, white, or gray to the main hues. So the very first one is monochromatic. That means one color plus tints, tones, and shades. So because I have to make my blue-green, I can shade in an area with my blue-green, and then I need to mix it with either white, black, or gray. Because if I don't mix it, then every space is going to be the same color, and I won't be able to tell the difference between them. So I'm going to color that first with, let's do black. I'm going to mix it with black. So I colored first with just my blue-green. And then I'm going to add a light layer of black on top, so we're using the same skills we used before when we did the quilt drawing, I guess. And then I'm going to mix it in. So the next space I color, I can't have the same one I did here. So maybe I want to make this transition, because I have to have 3 transitions, from my color to white. So I know when I transition, I have to do light layers. And I'm going to color neatly. I'm not coloring neatly yet. I'm going to get all the way up to the edges. So what I can't put right here is that same mixture of blue, green plus black. I have to choose something that's lighter or darker, but I can only use blue, green, black and white tints and shades of blue, green. So once I get that filled in and smoothed out and I can't see any pencil marks, then I'm going to go to the next spot. So for here, this one's completely finished. This is complementary. I took blue, green, and I found the opposite, which I already did that. It's on the sheet. It's red, orange. And I am only using blue, green, red, orange, black, white, and gray to make mixtures and transitions. The next one I'm going to do is analogous, so I'm only using these 3 to 5 neighbors plus black, white, and gray. And then the triad, I have my triad. I'm using those 3 equal distance hues plus tints, tones, and shades. I'm going to color every single space. Even if it's white, I'm going to color it white. Then at the bottom, ooh, there's a QR code. How exciting. You are going to scan that QR code and you are going to find your dominant hue on the color wheel. So there is an article here. And if I go down, there is a color wheel. There it is. And you're going to find your color on that color wheel. Mine is over here, blue-green. And I'm going to find one of those colors that I think describes my color and write it here. So I'm going to, one of these words, faith, acceptance, grace, belief, honor, recovery, respect. I like respect. So I feel like this color, blue-green, shows respect. So I am going to write that word there. So you are choosing from the color, the words in the color that you chose. So that is it.